You know, I hear this all the time on the show. People come on here, hearts on their sleeves, saying something just doesn't feel right in their relationship. It's a common theme, and it's one that resonates deeply with so many of us. They sit down, often with a heavy heart, and share their stories. They talk about the moments that made them question everything, the little things that added up over time. People come on here, hearts on their sleeves, saying something just doesn't feel right in their relationship. They get that gut feeling, that little voice in the back of their minds whispering, something's off. It's that nagging doubt that won't go away, no matter how much they try to ignore it. And let me tell you, that feeling is there for a reason. And let me tell you something, you gotta listen to that voice. It's your intuition trying to tell you something important. Ignoring it won't make it go away. In fact, it often makes things worse. Trust your gut because it's usually right. We're talking about trust here, folks. Trust is the foundation of any good relationship. Without it, everything else crumbles. It's like trying to build a house on quicksand. You need a solid foundation to support everything else. You can't build a solid, loving partnership without it. Trust is what allows you to be vulnerable, to open up and share your true self with someone else. It's what makes love possible. And if you're feeling uneasy, if you suspect something's not right about your partner's past, well, you owe it to yourself to get some clarity. It's not about being paranoid or distrustful. It's about seeking the truth. That's what we're going to do today, folks. We're going to dig deep and uncover the signs that might indicate your partner has had multiple partners in the past. It's not about judging them. It's about understanding your relationship better. Now, I'm not here to judge anyone's personal choices. Everyone has a past, and that's okay. What's important is how that past affects your present and future together. But I'm here to tell you that you deserve honesty and transparency in a relationship. You deserve to know who you're with and what they've been through. It's about building a future based on truth. You deserve a partner who's going to be upfront with you about their past and who's ready to build a future with you and only you, someone who values your trust and is committed to earning it every day. So buckle up because we're about to dive deep into these signs and hopefully give you the tools you need to find yourself a partner who's worthy of your trust and your love. It's going to be a journey, but one that's worth taking for the sake of your happiness and peace of mind. Let's discuss intimacy, folks, not just the physical act, but the emotional connection and vulnerability that come with it. When you're with someone who's had multiple partners, that first intimate moment can be revealing. Did it feel like a truly special moment, a connection of two souls, or did it feel routine, like something she's done a time or two before? Experience isn't a bad thing, but there's a difference between confidence and a lack of genuine connection. If she's overly comfortable, even a little too bold right from the start, that could be a red flag. It's like she's flipping through a familiar playbook instead of writing a new story with you. And that, my friends, is a problem. Because you deserve to be someone's everything, not just another chapter in their book of conquests. Let's talk about emotional walls, folks. We all build them to protect our hearts, to guard against getting hurt. But there's a difference between healthy boundaries and impenetrable walls. And when you're with someone who's had multiple partners, you might find yourself staring at a fortress instead of a door. It's like they've built up these defenses, brick by emotional brick, to keep everyone at arm's length. Why? Because when you've been hurt enough times, you start to believe that love isn't real, that vulnerability is a weakness. And so you close yourself off, you push people away, even the ones who genuinely care about you. And that, my friends, is a recipe for disaster in a relationship. Because you can't build a genuine connection without trust, without letting someone in, flaws and all. Relationships thrive on trust. Being upfront and honest is essential. That's relationship 101. So when you notice inconsistencies in her stories, it's a significant red flag. Maybe she talks about a trip she took, but the details are vague, or she mentions an ex, but the timeline doesn't match up. These inconsistencies, no matter how small, can indicate she's not being entirely truthful. Now, I'm not saying to jump to conclusions or accuse her, but it's time to start paying attention. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. You deserve someone who is open and honest, someone who doesn't make you question their every word. Remember, the truth always comes out eventually. So, you've been looking forward to your date all week. You've made reservations, picked out the perfect outfit, and mentally prepared yourself for a great time. Then, bam, she cancels at the last minute. Now I get it, things happen. Sometimes plans change. But if this becomes a pattern, a recurring theme in your relationship, it's time to start asking some tough questions. Is she really as busy as she claims to be? Or could there be something else going on? Look, I'm not saying you should assume the worst, but you deserve clarity. You deserve to be with someone who values your time and makes an effort to see you. Don't settle for being someone's backup plan. Listen, nobody wants to be constantly compared to someone else, especially not to an ex. It's disrespectful, it's hurtful, and frankly, it's a lazy way to communicate. If she's always bringing up past relationships and comparing you to her exes, it's a sign she's not over them. And that's a problem. It means she's still emotionally invested in her past, which prevents her from fully investing in a future with you. It's like she's holding on to a measuring stick from a previous relationship and trying to force you to fit the mold. You deserve to be with someone who appreciates you for who you are, not for how well you measure up to someone from her past. Don't allow yourself to be treated like a substitute player in the game of love. Now, I'm not saying that checking her phone means she's got a secret boyfriend stashed away in a bunker somewhere, but let's be real, folks. Constant phone fixation is a red flag in any relationship. If she's jumpier than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs every time that phone buzzes, or if she's always angling it away from you like it's got national secrets on it, you got to ask yourself, what's she hiding? It's one thing to have a healthy sense of privacy, but it's a whole other thing to treat your phone like it's the Ark of the Covenant. We all have a right to our privacy, but when you're in a relationship, transparency is key. If you're feeling like you're playing detective in your own relationship, trying to get a peek at her phone, then we've got a whole other set of problems on our hands. Trust, once broken, is harder to mend than a shattered mirror. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting to look your best. We all have our routines, our little rituals that make us feel confident and attractive. But there's a line between self-care and an obsession with appearances. If she's constantly checking her reflection, reapplying makeup every 5 minutes, and obsessing over every perceived flaw, it's time to dig a little deeper. Is it insecurity? Is she trying to impress someone, or is it something more? Listen, true beauty comes from within. It's about confidence, self-love, and the way you treat others. When someone's overly fixated on their physical appearance, it can be a sign that they're trying to mask something deeper. It's like they're trying to create a perfect facade to hide the insecurities lurking beneath the surface. And that, my friends, is a recipe for disaster. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Or rather, let's talk about why she might be avoiding that very conversation. Look, sexual health is a vital part of any healthy relationship. It's about being responsible, being informed, and protecting yourself and your partner. So when someone shies away from discussing it, it's a big, flashing neon sign that something's not right. Now, there could be a few reasons for this avoidance. Maybe she's embarrassed. Maybe she's had a bad experience in the past, or maybe, just maybe, she's got something to hide. Whatever the reason, it's crucial to get to the bottom of it. Because let's be honest, folks, ignoring the issue won't make it magically disappear. Meeting friends is a significant milestone in any relationship. It's about integrating you into her social circle, showing you off a bit. If she's hesitant or outright avoids introducing you to her friends after a reasonable amount of time, that's a major red flag. It suggests she might be hiding something, and it could be significant. You need to ask yourself, what is she so afraid of? Is she worried her friends will reveal something about her past, about other relationships? Or maybe she's concerned you won't meet her friends' expectations, and that could be for various reasons, none of them positive. You deserve to be with someone who's proud to be with you, someone eager to introduce you to their friends. If she's keeping you hidden like a secret, it's time to have a serious conversation about what's really going on. This isn't about insecurity, it's about trust and respect. Relationships require effort, time, and commitment. They are like a garden that needs constant care and attention to flourish. When you first start dating someone, it's all new and exciting. Every moment feels like an adventure and you can't get enough of each other. You're spending tons of time together, learning about each other. Every conversation is a discovery, every shared experience a building block for your relationship. But as time goes on, you've got to see if those priorities stick or if they start shifting like sand in a desert storm. The initial excitement fades and real life sets in. If her priorities change and you find yourself on the outside looking in, that's a sign something's wrong. It's like a cold wind blowing through what was once a warm and inviting space. It's like you were once a major player in her life and now you're relegated to the minor leagues. The connection you once had feels distant and strained. And let me tell you, that's a lonely, frustrating place to be. It's like being in a room full of people but feeling completely alone. Section 2, Back Burner Blues. This is when you start to feel like you're always second best, always waiting for your turn. You know, it's one thing if she's got a demanding job or a sick family member. Life throws curveballs and sometimes you have to step up and be supportive. Life happens and sometimes priorities have to shift temporarily. It's understandable and even commendable to be there for loved ones in times of need. But if it becomes a pattern, if you're constantly getting bumped for other things, that's a sign she's not making you a priority in her life. It's like you're always on standby, waiting for a moment that never comes. Look, actions speak louder than words. Promises and sweet talk mean nothing if they're not backed up by consistent effort. If she's always too busy for you, if she's always canceling plans, that tells you everything you need to know. It's a clear indication of where you stand in her list of priorities. She's showing you that you're not that important to her. Actions reveal the truth that words often try to hide. Now, I'm not saying you need to be her number one priority all the time. That's unrealistic. Everyone has their own life and responsibilities, but you should be up there. You should feel valued and cherished. Not like an afterthought. You deserve to be with someone who makes time for you, who values your time together. Someone who sees your relationship as a priority, not a convenience. If you're constantly feeling like an afterthought, like you're on the back burner, it's time to have a serious conversation. Address the issue head on and see if things can change. Ask yourself, is this the kind of relationship I want to be in? Do I feel valued and respected? Do I deserve to be treated this way? Reflect on your worth and what you truly want from a partnership. And if the answer is no, then you know what you got to do. Sometimes walking away is the best thing you can do for yourself. It's a step towards finding someone who will truly value you. Look, we've covered a lot of ground here, and I know it can be tough to hear. Relationships are complex, and sometimes facing the truth about them can be even harder. But the truth is, these signs, they're like red flags waving in your face. They're signals that something is fundamentally wrong, and they shouldn't be ignored. They're telling you that something ain't right in your relationship. These moments of tension and worry are not just minor hiccups. They are indicators that need your attention. Remember, relationships are a two-way street. Both partners need to be equally invested in making it work. They require trust, honesty, and a whole lot of work. It's not just about the good times, but also about how you navigate the challenges together. Don't settle for less than you deserve. You are worthy of a relationship that brings out the best in you. Don't let someone treat you like a second-class citizen in your own life. Your feelings and needs are just as important as theirs. If you see these signs, don't ignore them. Address them head on. Confronting issues early can prevent bigger problems down the line. Have that tough conversation with your partner. It's not easy, but it's necessary for the health of your relationship. And if they're not willing to change, if they're not willing to put in the effort, then you need to walk away. It's a hard decision, but sometimes it's the best one for your well-being. You deserve to be with someone who loves you, who respects you, who makes you a priority. Don't ever forget that. A healthy relationship should uplift you, not bring you down. Now, if you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more relationship advice. Your support helps us create more content that can make a difference. And leave a comment below with the phrase, "I deserve the best," to show your commitment to building genuine and lasting relationships. Your words can inspire others to seek the love they deserve. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, you are worthy of the best and never settle for anything less.